It's me, Bree McGee. Welcome to my little corner of the world. Let's talk about regrets. Not a very nice subject, really. You don't really get to my age in life without thinking about some of the decisions you've made and some of the regrets that you have. I know there are people who say if they could go back in time and redo things that they wouldn't change anything, but I'm not one of them, unfortunately. I have several regrets. But I've come to realise that regrets fall into two different areas, let's say. If we're talking about maybe bad behaviour that someone has exhibited, then that's definitely something to regret. If we've made someone else feel bad, that's not a nice thing, so we do regret that. At least most people do. But I think we can look at a different type of regret from a different angle. If we look at regret over decisions we've made, I think this is a little bit different. So I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. A few years ago, I realised that I wanted to change jobs. The one I was in, I'd got as far as I could and I was ready to move on to something else. So I sent out several applications and received several interviews. One day in the post, I got 3 job offers, which was fantastic. And so I went ahead and chose the one I thought was right for me. Therefore, turning down the other 2. That job ended up being one of the worst I've ever had, and I only stayed in it for 7 months. I instantly had regret that I'd turned down 2 other jobs that could have been a lot better for me. The key word there is could have been much better, because how can I know? How can I have regret about a decision I made when I don't know what the outcome would have been had I made a different decision? Those jobs could have been the best things since sliced bread, but they could have been even worse than the one I took. So how can I regret making that decision, turning down those 2 jobs when I have no idea how they would have panned out? And we could extend this over several different decisions we've made in our lives. So instead of regretting those 2 jobs I didn't take, I just now accept that I made the wrong decision and that was that. So I think if we have regret over decisions we make, and without knowing how those other decisions would have played out, we can't regret it, because who's to say it wouldn't have turned out even more disastrously? And so it just made me think differently about the things that I regret in my life, because having regret is not a nice feeling. It doesn't make you feel good. And I'm trying to eliminate things that don't make me feel good out of my life. And regret is one of them. So maybe it's something we can just change when we do look back on our lives at whatever age we are. It's just something to think about. So from my little corner of the world to yours, goodbye. Bye-bye.